Hey, welcome back to Kook. That day, the spotlight felt different. The light on Wang Yibo's face seemed softer than usual, as if he knew the moment was about to unfold. The fans packed the venue, crowded together, holding banners and light sticks, awaiting a surprise they didn't even expect would shake everyone's hearts. Wang Yibo stood center stage, his body straight, but those eyes, those usually calm eyes, now seemed to be trembling. He tried to maintain a smile that always managed to calm thousands of people, but somehow that day, it seemed fragile, too easily broken by something still hidden. From the right side of the stage, familiar footsteps could be heard, even before he appeared. Xiaojan walked slowly, with a warm smile that never failed to change the atmosphere. The audience immediately erupted in cheers. They knew that every time the two friends appeared together, it was always a memorable moment. But this time, something felt much deeper. As Xiaojan stood beside Yibo, the two exchanged a brief glance. It was a meaningful look, a look only those who had been through a long journey together could understand. Xiaojan took a deep breath, as if preparing himself for something incredibly difficult to say. The audience fell silent as the microphone in Xiaojan's hand rose. "There's something I've been wanting to say for a long time," he said, his voice trembling slightly. Wang Yibo turned around in confusion but still tried to smile, though his nervousness was clearly visible. The previously boisterous atmosphere turned into a tense silence. Xiaojan continued in a softer voice, but his every word was clearly audible to every corner of the room. "All this time, I've been holding back something I should have shared a long time ago. Something related to our journey, to every step we've taken together." Yibo lowered his head slightly, trying to grasp the direction of the conversation. The fans held their breath, afraid to miss a single second of this moment. Suddenly, Xiaojan looked at Yibo with tears in his eyes. "I never told you how much of an influence you've had on my life. How you've been the reason I persevered through my most difficult times. And it's a secret I've kept hidden for years." The atmosphere instantly changed. The audience erupted in muffled screams, some covering their mouths, others hugging their friends, not expecting such a confession. Wang Yibo froze. In an instant, the firmness he always displayed crumbled. His eyes reddened, and before he could stop them, tears began to flow. He covered his mouth with his hand, shocked by his own emotions. The fans immediately became carried away, some crying, some trembling, because the moment felt so real and sincere. Xiaojan took a half step closer, as if to make sure Yibo knew his words weren't just dramatic. "You may not realize it, but you're a beacon of light on a long journey often walked alone. I kept it a secret because I was afraid of burdening you. But today, I want you to know everything." Yibo shook his head slowly, trying to speak, though his voice was choked by tears. Why didn't you tell me sooner?" he said, his voice breaking. His hands were shaking, but he held the microphone, trying to maintain professionalism even as his heart was torn apart. The audience grew even more excited, screaming and shouting, unsure how to react to such naked honesty. Xiaojan smiled faintly, a smile that conveyed a million feelings of gratitude. "Because I want you to walk freely. Not because I feel obligated to support me, but because you want to. And you did, without me even asking." Those words were like a gentle blow that shattered Yibo's last defenses. He lowered his head, wiping his face, but the tears wouldn't stop. Several seconds passed before Yibo finally managed to lift his head. I just did what a friend should," he said in a heavy voice. "I never knew it meant so much to you." In that instant, the crowd's cheers turned into a long, thunderous applause that shook the room. Xiaojan patted Yibo's shoulder, reassuring him without further words. "We haven't come this far without a reason. You may not have asked for it, but I want you to know I've always appreciated you. Every step of your way, every bit of your support, everything." The atmosphere became incredibly emotional, making it difficult for anyone watching to hold back tears. Yibo took a deep breath, trying to calm himself. "You made me cry in front of everyone," he said with a bitter smile. The audience immediately burst into laughter, lightening the mood. But those tears weren't just tears. They were the result of feelings that hadn't been expressed for years. Xiao Zhan chuckled softly. "If that's the price for honesty, I accept it." The words were met with a roar of laughter from the audience. Although their emotions still hung in the air, the warmth of their interaction filled the room again, bringing a familiar sense of comfort. After the atmosphere calmed down a bit, Yibo spoke again. "Then let me be honest too." The audience tensed again. "I thank you too. You may not realize it, but you're the one who made this journey meaningful. Without you, many things might feel empty." The words made Xiao Zhan freeze for a moment, before a big smile finally appeared on his face. The brief silence turned into resounding cheers, as it was rare for the two friends to openly express their feelings. The moment was not only touching, but felt like a new chapter in their long, captivating story. Yibo and Xiao Zhan looked at each other with relief, as if an invisible weight had finally been lifted. They both chuckled, a laugh that erased any lingering sadness and replaced it with genuine comfort. The fans watched with emotion, knowing that a rare moment like this would not be easily forgotten. The evening progressed with a much warmer atmosphere. Every word, every gesture, seemed to convey that their bond was more than just a partnership or a simple friendship. There was trust, there was sincerity, there was a mutual care that couldn't be faked. And as the show drew to a close, Xiao Zhan waved goodbye and said, "Thank you for being with us in what was probably the most honest moment ever." Yibo added with a smile, "And thank you for always being there, even when we didn't say anything." The fans responded with the loudest cheers of the night. As the stage lights dimmed and the two walked off the stage side by side, the audience realized they had just witnessed something more than just a performance. They had witnessed two hearts finally opening up to each other, two friends strengthening each other in the most human way. That moment resonated with many. The moment Wang Yibo's tears and Xiao Zhan's confession carved a lasting story. A story of honesty, friendship, and the courage to open up, proving once again why the two are so beloved.